for their invitation for this international symposium, as well as many thanks for the chairpersons and all the audience. Our talk about different management options for primary varicose veins in females, a prospective study. This paper was published in 2019 in the Surgery Open Science Journal, which is affiliated to the Surgery Journal with impact factor 3.5. Introduction. Lower limb superficial varicosities were considered as one of the chronic common venous problems affecting females more than males, with an incidence of 20 to 60% of the whole population. Patients with varicose veins may present with ankle edema, disfigurement, chronic eczema, ulceration, bleeding, foot deformities, and impairment in life quality. Different management options have evolved in its treatment. These modalities include axial vein varicosities, collateral varicosities, incompetent perforators, spiders, and lymphatic veins. The aim of superficial varicose vein treatment was to correct the anatomical and hemodynamic disorders caused by its development. The aim of this study was to evaluate the long-term follow-up results of different management modalities in treating primary non-complicated lower limb female varicosities. Methodology. 80 patients were enrolled in the study. A prospective study took place within a 3-year study period between January 2010 to December 2012. Patients were divided into 3 groups. Group 1, 35 patients underwent surgical stripping. Group 2, 25 patients underwent ultrasound-guided foam sclerotherapy. Group 3, 20 patients treated with endovenous laser ablation therapy. The patients were followed up for 6 years. This table shows the patient's demographic data and clinical presentation. Table 2 shows the SEEB classifications of the treated populations. There were 44 patients underwent surgery, 31 patients underwent ultrasound-guided foam sclerotherapy, and 25 patients underwent endovenous laser ablation therapy. This table demonstrates the age distribution among the treated groups. The predisposing factors for varicose vein development include family history 25%, pregnancy 20%, long-standing 40%, advanced age 40%, and obesity occur in 25%. The success and failure rate of different therapeutic options. The success rate of surgical stripping was occur in 32 patients and fail in 3 patients. Ultrasound-guided foam sclerotherapy was succeeded in 15 patients and failed in 10 patients. And endovenous laser treatment was successfully treated 18 patients and failed in 2 patients. This figure shows the previous results. This multivariate analysis of venous clinical severity score before and after the procedures, which there was a significant improvement of the venous clinical severity scores after endovenous and surgical treatment. This table also demonstrates the venous clinical severity score before and after the procedures within a 6-year follow-up period between different modalities of treatment, which was show significant improvement. There is also health-related quality of life scores before and after the procedures within a 6-year follow-up period. The p-value has a good result between the three studied groups. This duplex ultrasound demonstrate recurrence of the saphenofemoral junction in patients treated with surgical treatment. The cause may be accessory great saphenous vein or correct removal of the great saphenous vein by the surgeon. This duplex ultrasound or color duplex ultrasound show recurrent varicosities among the great saphenous vein here after ultrasound guided foam sclerotherapy. And this figure of duplex ultrasonography show incompetent perforators after endovenous laser therapy. This graph demonstrates the duration of recurrence rate at different groups. In the surgery group, recurrence rate occur after 9 months, while in patients treated with ultrasound-guided foam sclerotherapy, recurrence occur after 9 months. Sorry, in the surgical treatment group, recurrence occur after 12 months. But in ultrasound-guided foam sclerotherapy, recurrence rate occur after 9 months. And in group 3, endovenous laser therapy, recurrence occur after 1 year. This is a Kaplan-Meier survival curve, demonstrate long-term follow-up within 7 to 2 months or 6 years period for each treated group. Conclusion. Long-term follow-up of different modalities for treatment of primary non-complicated great saphenous vein varicosities among female is mandatory to elucidate the post-operative complications, especially those who underwent ultrasound-guided foam sclerotherapy. Moreover, there was a lower incidence of post-operative recurrence rate, and objective evaluation and assessment showed good ablation of the great saphenous vein varicosities within 6 years of interventions. Furthermore, our study showed that a recurrence with recanalization of the great saphenous vein was frequently encountered following ultrasound-guided foam sclerotherapy. In addition, no difference was found in the technical efficacy between the other modalities during 6-year follow-up period, with marked improvement of both venous clinical severity score and the health-related quality of life scores. Thank you very much.